Okay, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat this. The world is going through some pretty crazy stuff right now. Turn on the TV, pick up a newspaper, scroll through your Facebook timeline. Wherever you look, wherever any sliver of information can reach your eyeballs, you'll notice some panic and anxiety. Now, we're not saying all this panic is totally unwarranted. We should be cautious, we should be taking precautions, and we must be practicing self-isolation. And you probably are doing all of those things. But how does one keep themselves motivated during all of this? How do you stay creative when everything seems so static? How does one retain any inspiration they might have had before this shit hit the fan? Here's one thing you can try. Improv! My name is Frank McDade. I am an applied improv and LEGO series play facilitator, and I'm going to walk you through how improv can be used during times of self-isolation. Here's what we're going to discuss and learn. In this course, we'll cover an overview of what improv is, how improv can help you work from home, and how improv can be used for team activities. Improvisation, or improv for short. Improv is the art or act of creating anything without previous preparation. This forces you to think on your feet, listen, share your stories, and be in the moment. If you happen to work in the corporate sector, you've probably heard the term improv before. If not, perhaps you've heard of yes and. Yes and is when you accept what your partner has stated, yes, and then expand on that line of thinking, and. Increasingly, professionals in all industries are trying improv and discovering it to be helpful in nurturing creativity, promoting entrepreneurship, and building leadership skills. So what exactly does improv involve? How does it help? How can it make your self-isolation phase so much more productive? Let's explore all of that in detail. Improvisation-based training is an unconventional yet effective way to develop core business skills. It can help nurture many things within a team or an individual: communication, creativity, trust, leadership, innovation, mindfulness, and even emotional intelligence. Improvisation is centered around core tenets such as these. Follow the fun. The unusual or interesting thing, fun for those performing and those watching. Actively listen. Stay in tune with your partner. Don't wait to respond or think about what to say before the other person is done speaking. Agreement. Yes and best describes agreement. This simply means that you agree to what is being said, that it's the state of reality, and you reply affirming the situation. Trust. Trusting your scene partner is everything. You have to be comfortable enough to rely on them. Make bold choices. You can choose the idea that's closest to your scene partner's idea, A to A, an idea a bit removed, A to B, or an idea that's more out there, A to C. Celebrate failure. Sometimes the best ideas come from when things don't go as expected. Be real. By being real and keeping the scene grounded, you're able to build a connection with your scene partner. Don't think. You can't stand there thinking about the plot of the scene or what the best response is. The best that you can do is just go with the flow and get out of your head. Improv is interactive, uplifting, and entertaining. As a recap, improv is for everyone. Improv is multifaceted and fits into people's lives, and improv nurtures teams and individuals. Now we'll move on to the second chapter. Feel more in your element with improv at home. When it comes to working from home, improv can be an energizer that warms people up and makes them feel more attentive to whatever is being said. It can also be used to make people collaborate with each other and break the virtual ice so everyone begins to feel in their element. The ultimate outcome? A more productive, energetic team, even if it's just the Wi-Fi connecting the team together. You're looking at your laptop screen, scrolling down a flood of emails now that all communication is virtual. You're struggling to find the fun in your work. It feels impossible to stay motivated through self-isolation. Improv can help with that. This is because improv exercises take you out of your mechanical work routine. There's only so much screen gazing you can handle. With improv, you're visualizing yourself in different situations, putting yourself in someone else's shoes, and approaching work from a different angle. All of this can help break the monotony that's killing your motivation, and it might even inspire some new ideas. So, some things to consider. For a boost of energy, stand up when doing these exercises. Remember to embrace failure and work through any hiccups you may have. Try and make new experiences within your home to help fuel your references. And make new choices. Techniques for monologues. Develop a monologue when prompted. And here's a few ways to find inspiration. Find an object. Find an object in your house. Once you find your object, start giving a monologue about it. The object should mean something to you in the monologue, even if it's inside of a toilet paper roll and really doesn't mean anything to you in reality. This is where we pretend. Once you've chosen that object, tell a story about it. Show us how you feel. Pick 2 words. Pick 2 random words. These words can be found from your surrounding, or they can be the first few words that pop into your head. For example, the 2 words could be TV and chair. Now, with your words in hand, tell a story about the fascinating and absurd thing that those 2 words combined are about. For example, for TV and chair, it could be the latest product, the TV chair. You know, it's a TV screen flexible enough to sit on. Build a character. Think about somebody in your life, either past or present. Remember their mannerisms, how they talk, the way they act. Now take a shot at giving a monologue as that person, saying things they would say, talking about their worldviews, and also the outlook on their current situation in life. We are building characters, not caricatures, so keep it as grounded as you can. All of these improv exercises at home have one theme in common. They require you to flex your creative muscles, think outside the box, and often put you outside of your comfort zone. What's more, they'll also teach you to be more self-aware about your train of thought. What are patterns in your thinking you hadn't noticed before? Have those patterns manifested themselves in the way you approach your work? Is there a way to tune your patterns and leverage them in your business decisions? Let Improv at Home help you figure it all out. Let's recap. Improv is great for virtual ice-breaking and self-motivation. Improv can inspire new ideas, and improv can help reshape the way you're thinking. Now on to the 3rd chapter. Improv relies on the connection between people, and that connection can be virtual. Like most people, you might be under the impression that improv requires to be under the same roof as a whole bunch of other people. Sure, that's a great way to do it, but it's not the only approach we can take. Video conferencing is what's running the world right now. Why not use it for something other than those monotonous work meetings? The goal with improv is primarily to listen and communicate. You don't have to be physically close to do that. The fact is, there's a range of group exercises that can be done virtually. As a part of your virtual team meeting, you can do improv group warm-up in order to wake everyone up and perhaps lengthen their attention span. To make your team work effectively, you can choose exercises that require all members to work together to solve a problem. Make them visualize difficult situations, unforeseeable circumstances, new obstacles they haven't faced before, anything that stretches their improv muscles. Questions. This exercise is best for 2 people. 2 participants will be strengthening their skills for thinking on their feet and maintaining a train of thought. One person starts by asking the other individual a question. The other individual must then respond in the form of a question. This repeats so on and so forth until one individual messes up and makes a statement. After the first round, dust yourself off and go for another round. Problem solution. This exercise is best for 2 people. Problem solution is a conversation between 2 people where participants fill in the following gaps. Player A. I have a problem. Blank. This is where they describe their problem. Player B. Here, I have a blank. That's where they insert a completely random object. That's when we go back to player A. And player A says, great, I can then blank, do something with the object, to blank, come up with a solution. Thank you. Answers can be funny and random, but the point is for participants to be supportive and thankful of one another. One-word story. This exercise is best for groups. Players practice building a story together 1 word at a time. To start, one player will give a suggestion of a story title that has never existed before. Once the group receives their suggestion, one by one the group will build the story by saying 1 word at a time. When the story reaches a certain point, make sure to end sentences by saying period. Coach the team to not hesitate, to avoid saying words such as for too long, and to keep a nice steady pace so your team isn't talking over each other. Books. This exercise is best for groups. Books focuses on building new book titles that have never existed before and will never exist again. The trick is, we're building these book titles one word at a time. To start, one individual will say a word and put out their arm. The next person will go and say a word and put out their arm. This will go on until the group collectively believes they've finished the title of a book. The titles don't have to be long, and the words don't have to make sense. Once a title is finished, everyone will throw their arms into the air and yell, "Books!" This is now the time to start the exercise all over again. Books helps your team members think on their feet while yes-anding each other. This exercise can easily be done over webcam, and if anything, helps individuals remain hyper-aware of what others are doing in the video conference. So, no matter how large or small your virtual team is, you can incorporate several improv games that will get the participants smiling, connecting, bonding, and having fun. All of this will help keep the team morale up, make everyone more attentive, and ideally raise the level of creativity and innovation that the participants bring to their work afterwards. And yeah, they probably won't be snoozing through the video conference if they actually have something fun to look forward to. Win-win! Let's recap our third and final chapter. There are activities that can be done on a one-to-one group video meeting. Make time in your agendas to do these exercises, and it's as simple as listening and responding. For more information on how we use the tenets of improvisation to tackle business problems, visit our website at improv.agency.